Over the past 25 years, Calpe House has helped more than 5,000 patients undergoing medical treatment in London. Today, future patients received notice that they'll soon have a new place to stay in the UK capital.
Well, I think this is the beginning of a new era for Calpe House, and in particular a new era for Gibraltar-sponsored patients who have to travel to the United Kingdom and need care there. So many of them are disappointed today because Calpe House is such an important heart in London for the people of Gibraltar that if they are going there for the purposes of sponsored patient treatment, they want to be at Calpe House, but there's only 8 ensuite rooms. It's not possible to fit everybody who's going to London, so having so many more rooms available and to a much more modern standard will be absolutely revolutionary, and I'm very proud indeed to be able to be involved with this step change in the provision of services by Calpe House.
Have you had to turn down many people over the years?
Oh yes, this is the worst part of our doing was we could take about 10 families at any given time, but we have not been able to cater for everybody that really need to go over for treatment.
At a press conference this afternoon, the Chief Minister at the time the Calpe House was founded spoke of how necessary a project it was 25 years ago.
We had people who were living in basements where the totally unhygienic conditions, and they were being treated as outpatients and having to go into hospital, and it was really something that needed to be dealt with.
The Gibraltar government supported the establishment of Calpe House back then, and it does so again today. The new building cost £8.4 million, with refurbishment works expected to cost a further £2 million.
It's not easy to find the properties that we in fact today have exchanged on in London. Properties in London are A, not cheap, and B, very much in demand.
Well, what the government is doing here is, to an extent, stepping up as it did when Calpe House started and making sure that the steps that the trustees want to take are possible and that they have the government's financial backing. As you know, at the time that Joe Bassano was Chief Minister, he pledged to match every pound that the trust raised in charitable donations with a pound from the government, and that made the acquisition of Princess Square possible. What I'm saying today is that the government is going to make it possible for the trustees to exchange contracts on Norfolk Square and to complete on Norfolk Square and be there to support them financially as they may need, but of course they do have their asset in Princess Square, which is the one that they will principally be using to finance the new acquisition.
When completed in about 2 years' time, the new Calpe House will have between 33 and 36 ensuite rooms.
But always keeping in mind the philosophy of Calpe House that however modern and however ensuite and independent the facilities that may be provided, this is about providing a Gibraltar away from Gibraltar, a Gibraltar in the heart of London. And so therefore there will be a lot of communal areas planned to ensure that there is interaction from all those who are in London, and that we create our own Llanito Gibraltarian atmosphere in the heart of London for when those who may be there need it the most.
Although the government of Gibraltar is one of the main supporters in funding the running of the home, money raised through private donations is still required to make ends meet.
The people of Gibraltar, they've been very generous up to now, where every time we've had fundraising, flag days, and friends who actually pay a subscription every year, and I'm begging that more people join the Friends Association, and those who are already there to maybe up a bit their subscription, because as you correctly say, it's going to be more expensive to run, obviously. But I'm not worried in the least. I'm sure that Gibraltar will come through, as it always does for any charity, not only for us.
Calpe House will continue to be owned and operated by the Calpe House Trust, with the support of the GHA-sponsored Patients Department.
I think the GHA will continue to have great partners in the trustees of Calpe House in ensuring the reception for our sponsored patients in London is as good as it ever has been.
It's a day to be proud of.
As a society, we're all living longer, and many of us require medical treatment in our latter years. To quote Joe Bassano, at Calpe House, demand has always exceeded supply. But today, the wheels have been set in motion to bridge that gap.
Over the years, Calpe House has enjoyed